week, we will share the powerful journeys of brothers and sisters who have embraced Islam. Their stories of discovery, struggle, and transformation remind us of the truth that Allah guides whom He wills in ways that inspire and motivate us all. Islam chose me because every path to Islam is a story worth telling.
The Hummingbird Medal Silver is today awarded to Mr. Mtima Solwazi, General Manager, Roots Foundation, in the spheres of culture and arts.
Founder and General Manager of the Roots Foundation, Mr. Mtima Solwazi, has emerged as a change agent for youths of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Solwazi has spent more than 2 decades constructing a social movement that utilizes spoken word poetry and oral traditions as cultural expressions. At a time when the young people of our country are facing violence, fractured identities, and limited opportunities for authentic self-expression, Mr. Solwazi has provided a platform to nurture young poets, of whom are mentors, educators, and leaders. The Roots Foundation has also partnered with other youth organizations, which demonstrate Mr. Solwazi's commitment to embedding creative methodologies into institutions that often lack them.
I am deeply honored to share that I have been awarded the 2025 Hummingbird Medal Silver National Award in the sphere of arts and culture. This recognition is not just mine. It belongs to all those who have walked with me on this journey of culture, community, and transformation. From the stage of spoken word poetry to the classrooms, in the communities, on the media, and beyond our shores, every step has been guided by a commitment to give voice, build bridges, and inspire growth. I accept this award with gratitude, humility, and renewed dedication to continue the work of service and storytelling that uplifts our people. And I have the medal here just to share with you all. This is the Hummingbird Medal Silver, and it is really indeed an honor and a privilege to be given this national recognition. Fair be Allah ivrabikuma tukadhiban. Then which of your Lord's favor will you deny? This verse is a repeated verse in chapter 55 of the Quran. And in chapter 2, verse 201, Allah reminds us that, yet there are others who say, our Lord, grant us the good of this world and the hereafter, and protect us from the torment of the fire. In Islam, showing appreciation to each other is highly encouraged and holds significant merit. Both the Quran and the Sunnah emphasize the importance of expressing gratitude and appreciation towards others. Gratitude is pleasing to Allah. In chapter 14, verse 7, Allah says, and remember when your Lord proclaimed, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. But if you deny, indeed, my punishment is severe." Is there any reward for good other than good? Chapter 55, verse 60. At a time when Roots Foundation has no active ongoing projects due to lack of funding, at a time when I'm facing a severe personal financial crisis, at a time when I'm emotionally and physically battle-weary, at a time when my leadership is being challenged with outright disrespect and ingratitude, at a time when we are desperately in need of repurposing the Tunapuna Old Post Office as Roots CAFETT, at a time when the devil, Shaitan, the deceiver of truth, begins to whisper echoes of doubts, insecurities, and uncertainties, here comes the Lord of the worlds, Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth, bestowing upon me this national recognition as the sole Hummingbird Silver recipient for 2025 for my loyal and devoted service towards youth who are facing violence, fractured identities, and limited opportunities for authentic self-expression. I am humbled by this recognition for my continued service. I am rejuvenated by the outpouring of compliments and heartfelt sentiments like rain with no place to shelter from everyone who have messaged, called, and posted their overwhelming appreciation for this achievement. This is not for me. This is for every youth who have benefited from the work of Roots Foundation in Trinidad and Tobago and across the globe, in the Bahamas, Ghana, Kenya, India, and Sri Lanka. This is for every youth in the Youth Transformation and Rehabilitation Center, St. Jude School for Girls, Credo Foundation, Serval, and every secondary school and primary school we have worked in. This is for Leon Hill, Barton Lane, Belmont, Maloney Gardens, Lavantil, and Duncan Street, the communities that raised me. This is for every NPO and NGO we have collaborated with, our stakeholders, media partners, and funding partners locally and internationally. This is for every community labeled as criminogenic or hotspots who have shown us love when many would say, "Don't go there." They would say, "You are welcome." And this is for every poet who have been nurtured to become mentors, educators, and leaders. This national achievement and recognition represents from basic to masters to Hummingbird Silver and beyond. I thank my nominator and those individuals and institutions who endorsed this nomination. I thank the Chief Justice and the National Awards Committee for approving this nomination. I thank the Honorable Prime Minister for accepting this nomination. I thank Her Excellency, the President, for conferring me with this national award, and I thank you. I want to read some tributes that were paid to me, and this is all part of the recognition and appreciation of this achievement. We celebrate and congratulate Mtima Solwazi. We Say Yes proudly celebrates our facilitator and partner, on receiving the Hummingbird Silver National Award for his outstanding contribution to culture and the arts. Your dedication through the Roots Foundation and your unwavering support for youth empowerment inspire us all. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, creativity, and passion with the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. Beyond this well-deserved national recognition, Brother Mtima Solwazi continues to inspire through the transformative work of the Roots Foundation. As a fellow NGO to WCS, Roots Foundation have been a powerful force in art, culture, and community development, creating safe spaces where youth can grow, express themselves, and thrive. Brother Mtima also possesses invaluable knowledge about the history and lived experiences of Trinidad and Tobago's communities, where he continues to pass on as a gift to future generations. We are proud to celebrate this moment with Mtima and remain deeply grateful for his unwavering commitment to the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. We say yes, youth entrepreneurship for self-empowerment. NALIS congratulates Mtima Solwazi. NALIS extends heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Mtima Solwazi on being awarded the Hummingbird Medal Silver at the National Awards held on Republic Day, September 24th, 2025. The founder and general manager of the non-governmental organization, the Oral Tradition Roots Foundation, works tirelessly to empower our nation's youth through mentorship programs and the rich oral traditions. His dedication has inspired countless young people to discover their creative talents, strengthen their leadership capabilities, and build stronger communities. The national honor is a well-deserved recognition of his unwavering commitment to youth development and cultural preservation. NALIS is pleased to be associated with the work being done by Mtima Solwazi to develop our nation's youth, National Library and Information System Authority. Congratulations! With hands that shape futures and words that lit the dark, he gave our youth a compass. Today we honor the man who turned crosswords into beginnings. Roots Foundation celebrates our founder and general manager, Mtima Solwazi, for being awarded the prestigious Hummingbird Silver in the spheres of culture and the arts at the National Awards 2025. Your hard work has not gone in vain. Continue running your race. The Oral Traditions Roots Foundation. Congratulations! PAVI Trinidad extends congratulations to Mr. Mtima Solwazi on receiving the Hummingbird Medal Silver in the sphere of culture and the art for his continued contribution to poetry, especially spoken word, through his foundation, Roots Foundation, persons associated with visual impairment. Congratulations! We extend our heartfelt congratulations to Mtima Solwazi on his outstanding achievement. Mr. Solwazi, a past trainee as well as a past employee at Serval, continues to excel in all that he is passionate about. He has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication and talent in his pursuits. His unwavering passion for empowering others is evident in the positive impact he continues to make, particularly among our youth. We encourage him to keep striving for excellence and to further contribute to the development of our community and country as a whole. Your efforts inspire us all, Mr. Solwazi. Congratulations. Serval Limited. Alhamdulillah, we take this opportunity to recognize and congratulate our dear brother Mtima Solwazi on being awarded the prestigious Hummingbird Silver Medal on Republic Day, September 24th, 2025. This is truly a remarkable achievement and a proud moment, not only for him and his family, but also for the Las Lomas #1 Ashja Masjid community. May Allah continue to bless him with success, health, and guidance, and may his accomplishments inspire us all to strive for excellence in serving others and uplifting our society. On behalf of the Las Lomas #1 Ashja Masjid, we say MashaAllah and Mubarak to Brother Mtima, Las Lomas #1 Ashja Masjid. And I chose to share these tributes because 2 years ago, we at Roots Foundation started an award program to recognize Muslims who have achieved, right, who have achieved over the years. And that program is called Emancipation through Islam. So we want to share 2 videos to demonstrate what we have been doing in showing appreciation and gratitude for those who have gave of themselves not only to Trinidad and Tobago, but to the Muslim community.
Muhammad Abdus Samad was born Winston Barrow on 11 September 1948 in the hills of Chinatown, Belmont. He was the last child born to Cecilia Thomas, a housewife, and Anthony Barrow, a wharfman. From an early age, he developed a love for animals, a noble trait he inherited from his mother, who reared domestic animals. He was educated at Belmont Boys RC School. It is unsure if his love for craft was birthed and nurtured at this school. In his community, he was heavily influenced by the majestic sounds of the African drums, which bellowed daily from the Orisha and Baptist yards. He was also a passionate lover of the steel pan and an avid supporter of Massey Trinidad All-Stars Steel Orchestra. In total, Muhammad Abdus Samad was a cultural exponent and ambassador and an animal enthusiast, having owned a capuchin monkey, birds, fowls, and his beloved parrot, Aleph. During the 1970 Black Power Revolution, his self-searching consciousness grew immensely, and by 1974, he embraced Islam and assumed the name Muhammad Abdus Samad. Samad, as he was popularly called, developed an even stronger sense of God consciousness, self-reliance, and entrepreneurship. Following his reversion to Islam, he relocated to the corner of Leotard Street and Eastern Main Road, Laventille, opposite the Fernandez Industrial Complex. His house was the first meeting place for a group of Muslim brothers who later became members of the Islamic Party of North America. Following the birth of the Jamaat al-Muslimin, Samad became a functioning member of that community. Along with a group of brothers, namely Khalid Hassan, Maulana Hassan, Anyabwile, and others, Samad was one of the drummers who commemorated Emancipation prior to its proclamation as a public holiday in 1985. These major celebrations took place at Woodford Square and at NJAC rallies at the National Joint Action Committee's headquarters on Duke Street, Port of Spain. Some notable cultural activists who also participated in these celebrations were the late Jaja Oga Onulu and the late Lejiasu Umewale, a prominent NJAC member and librarian for whom the Emancipation Village is named. Following the announcement of August 1st as a national holiday to commemorate Emancipation Day, TANA, Traditional African National Association, moved the celebrations to the hall of the now East Mokorapo Secondary School. Following the 1990 Jamaat al-Muslimin insurrection, Samad joined Bilal Abdullah, Kwesi Atiba, and a few brothers and sisters to form the Islamic Resource Society. At the IRS, he was the lead drummer for the IRS Poets and Drummers with poets Salim Razak and Mtima Solwazi. As a skilled craftsman, Samad was a foundation member of the original Drag Mall Brothers, now called the People's Mall, located on Frederick, Queen, and Henry Streets, Port of Spain. Samad's original and innovative craft designs of unique natural seeds and earrings, jewelry, accessories, calabash bags, shaks and leatherworks, etc. earned him international recognition as a master craftsman. His works were appreciated locally and abroad in North America. Tourists from around the world would visit Samad's booth at the Savannah whenever they came for Carifesta, Carnival, and Emancipation celebrations. This niche tourist market led Samad to set up shop on the scenic Lady Young Road Lookout, crediting him as the pioneer of the now vibrant and established Lady Young Road Lookout, where both tourists and locals visit daily to enjoy local cuisine and handmade crafts. Muhammad Abdus Samad was deemed a neat freak, with an acute eye for details which he demonstrated in his handmade crafts. Samad, or Abu as his children fondly call him, fathered 10 children and 3 stepchildren. Muhammad Abdus Samad, or Abu, died on 10th April 2011 in Chinatown, Belmont.
One of the most common snakes you can find in Trinidad and Tobago.
Hukaima Ali is a 30-year-old Trinidadian biologist, wildlife conservationist and consultant, and the CEO, co-founder of West Indian Herping, an organization dedicated to the long-term preservation of reptiles and amphibians of the West Indies through education, ecotourism, photography, and research. Hukaima was born to brother Hamid, deceased, and sister Razia Ali, and grew up on the Jamaat al-Muslimin compound. Her father was the muazzin at the Jamaat al-Muslimin up until his death in 2019. During her primary school years, her understanding of animals grew into love and a desire to find harmony in nature. She was inspired by Steve Irwin and his adventures, which opened her eyes and deepened her love for reptiles, specifically snakes. Steve Irwin taught her how to unapologetically express her enthusiasm towards her interests and showed how it directly and indirectly inspired others to respect and be more kind to animals. Subsequently, she obtained a biology degree with a minor in chemistry from the University of the Southern Caribbean, which deepened her understanding about the living world. For 7+ years, she has been a mainstay of the wildlife conservation community, working with numerous groups on various projects throughout Trinidad and Tobago. She is a senior volunteer at a local wildlife center and works as a wildlife rehabilitator, which entails caring for sick, injured, and orphaned wild animals. At West Indian Herping, they study, research, photograph, and educate people on Trinidad and Tobago's indigenous species. As an organization, their goal is to sustainably promote conservation of the natural world, with specific attention being paid to increasing awareness and fascination among fellow human beings towards some of the most feared, misunderstood, and understudied animals. To fund their projects, they conduct guided nature tours by night and day, as well as hikes and camping excursions at various locations throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Hukaima Ali's goal is not only to protect nature and all wildlife, which is integral in maintaining a balanced ecosystem, but to also educate and encourage the public in respecting some of the most misunderstood creatures on the planet.
Emancipation through Islam acknowledges the importance of recognizing and celebrating the achievements and contributions of African Muslims in Trinidad and Tobago by inducting pioneering Muslims into the Muslim Hall of Fame, celebrating lifetime achievers, and acknowledging new era groundbreakers. And what we did for Emancipation through Islam, we gave Islam as an acronym. for instill and establish the tone for both Islamic and academic knowledge to foster the reawakening of the human spirit of the African Muslim emancipation efforts, particularly amongst the youth, and establish human dignity at the national level, to stimulate the urgent need for national education aimed at changing hearts and minds and lives by strengthening focus on the past and current contributions of African Muslims to the national landscape. Liberate the human mind and heart, freeing it from the plague of racism, inherited false attitudes, ill feelings, innate biases, and suspicions by utilizing these national occasions to bring together the various ethnic groups. Advocate the need to build stronger fraternal relations and to cultivate mutual respect, discipline, and righteous living between Muslim groups on sound Islamic principles, and mobilize a network of social links and bonds, local and international, for interaction pursuant to the achievement of the above stated objectives, and to build, reinforce, foster, and encourage through education, charting the way forward for cooperation and national cohesion. So these are some of the awardees we have celebrated over the past 2 years. So in 2022 and 2023, these are our pioneering Muslims. You would see to the top, Simone Samba Makumba Bossier. He was born in 1781. There is no evidence of when he had died. To his right is Haji Stephen Muhammad Yusuf Mitchell, 1917 to 1994. Below him is Jonas Yunus Muhammad Bath, 1783 to 1838. And we have Muriel Fatima Ali Donawa McDavidson, 1929 to 2001. These are our pioneering Muslims. These are our lifetime achievers. Right? We have Maulana Hassan Anabele for Islamic leadership and scholarship. We have Aliasa Abdullah, Islamic work and education. Hakim Ahmad for finance and Islamic finance. We have Sheikh Musab Abdul Hakim, Islamic scholarship. We have Muhammad Lukman Abdul Latif, Islamic leadership and Tekvok education. We have Professor Danjuman Bihari, Pan-Africanism scholarship. We have Jamal Shabazz, sports football. We have Muhammad Abdul Samad, posthumous culture and the arts. We have Umar Asing, National Service Transport Division. And our sisters for 2022 and 2023, Amina Abdul Wahid, education. Dina Thomas Robertson, education and sports. Zainab Abdul Karim, education. Posthumous, we did Anissa Abubak for Islamic work and national service as an economist. And Dr. Nur Roseli Cordner, PhD, heritage and legacy consultant and human service program developer. We have new era groundbreakers. That is those in this new dispensation. We have Maulana Ibrahim Drayton Looney, Islamic leadership and scholarship. Alpha Senon, agricultural innovation. Travis Mulrain, sports football. The youngest awardee at the time, he was 8 years old, Jibril Aniset, creativity. Raul Abdul Rahman Logan, business. Michael Coppin, law and national politics. And we have Akinola Senon, environmental innovation and culture for the steel pan. Our sisters, Zakia Abdul Bari, preschool education. Shian Marva Hanifa John Logan, Rudan Jiu-Jitsu, youth and community development, and she's also a national awardee in 2023. She received a national award. I think it was Shakonia Gold, or Hummingbird Gold, my mistake. Ukaima Ali, Wildlife Conservation, St. Catherine Pompey Charles, National Security, Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, and Nafiza Naked Hijab Influencer. So these are our awardees for the Emancipation through Islam. We had it in 2022 and 2023. We didn't have any last year due to circumstances beyond our control, but we hope to have it again this year. But this time in November, as we celebrate African Heritage Month. We'll now take a break. Keep locked on to IBN Channel 8. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Introducing the finest selection from premium deli and meats. Savor the bold flavors of beef salami, beef pepperoni, and chicken ham. Indulge in our diced beef bacon and perfectly sliced beef bacon. Explore the rich taste of smoked beef and tender roast beef. Treat yourself to our juicy jumbo chicken hot dogs and beef hot dogs. Top it all off with the delicate flavors of smoked turkey breast and our premium whole turkey, all halal certified for your trust. Delivered to you by Chill Foods, Premium Deli and Meats, excellence in every bite.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
The power. To shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex's collection of angle grinders.
Something I could leave with people is do not hesitate to take a chance. Even when it's a very slim thing and you have no concrete hopes, take a chance. You want to try to do some good, don't let it deter you that you have no money, that you have no resources, and that everything is against you. Take a step forward and you'll be surprised to know what might happen later on.
Welcome back, viewers, to Islam Choose Me with your host, Brother Mtima Solwazi. And we have just seen a very short clip of Father Gerard Pantin, deceased, asking us to take a chance. Today is Sunday, the 5th of October. Today is World Teachers Day. And we at IBN, on Islam Chose Me, would love to celebrate our teachers, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but globally. World Teachers Day is held annually on the 5th of October to celebrate all teachers around the globe. It commemorates the anniversary of the adoption of the 1966 ILS UNESCO recommendation concerning the status of teachers, which sets benchmarks regarding the rights and responsibility of teachers and standards for their initial preparation for further education, recruitment, employment, and teaching and learning conditions. World Teachers Day has been celebrated annually since 1994. It was adopted in 1997 to cover teaching personnel in higher education. This year, World Teachers Day celebration will center on the theme, Recasting Teaching as a Collaborative Profession, highlighting the transformative potential of collaboration for teachers, schools, and education systems. So, to all teachers, singling out my wife, who is a teacher, but to all teachers in Trinidad and Tobago and globally, happy World Teachers Day. And I would like to dedicate this poem to Father Pantin. It is called An Act of Divine Madness. To this very day, nobody knows for sure what prompted the motivation for a priest to vacate his profession in the midst of the 1970 revolution. Ask the priest, he'll tell you that those reasons are still unclear as to the driving force that fueled hope in the absence of fear. To this very day, the actions of this priest remains a mystery as to why he would forsake the precinct of his sanctuary. Ask the priest, he'll say that he doesn't have the slightest clue as to why he sacrificed his life to ask, how can I help you? To this very day, nobody knows for sure why the priest went up to Lavantil. Despite the upheaval and uncertainty, he managed to find a moment of tranquil. Ask the priest, he'll tell you that it probably was something supernatural. His intentions and actions were pure and surpassed the superficial. To this very day, it baffles any right-thinking, ordinary onlooker as to why he approached a group of young men, linemen on a corner. Ask the priest, he'll say that was a candid moment, one to remember, not a penny in his pocket or an idea in his mind, but only a burning desire. To this very day, nobody knows for sure why he did what he did, how he managed to find a glimmer of light in a time so morbid. Ask the priest, he'll tell you that it was beyond his control. It was about making a difference. It wasn't about rewarding the soul. To this very day, thousands have benefited from his act of altruism. Lives and communities have been transformed in unison. Where despondency was a community's only shawl, it has now been replaced by hope through service volunteered for all. To this very day, the priest still cannot comprehend as to how his selfless actions did so transcend to change the lives of many to joy from sadness. Ask the priest, he'll say it was an act of divine madness. Happy World Teachers Day. Today, I'm going to tell you some things I learned as a youth leader. Leading a group of youth can be very challenging. But these 10 simple tips should make the process a bit easier. Tip number 1, have fun. For me, that is easy because I'm actually 18 years with 31 years experience of fun. Tip number 2, lead from behind. Give the youth the opportunity to make decisions. Your role is to guide and give support. Tip number 3, be a big brother or big sister. Your role as an adult mentor is to be brothers or sisters for life. Tip number 4, don't act like a parent. Why should the youth leave their parents at home to meet another parent on the outside? Some parents are very bossy. That's not your role. Tip number 5, don't be an authority figure. As an adult, you already represent some form of authority. There's no need to pound that in with critical analysis. Tip number 6, build trusting relationships. Be reliable. Be honest. Be open to criticism. Show integrity. Show consistency. Tip number 7, don't preach about values. Don't try to transform the youth to your standards. and avoid and abstain from converting them to your religion. Don't preach, but teach by example and take hands-off approaches. Tip number 8, focus on establishing a bond, a feeling of attachment with boundaries, a sense of equality, mutual enjoyment, and shared time, stepping outside of the traditional adult-child authority roles. Tip number 9, remember, you too was young. They are going to challenge you. They are going to make mistakes. And they are probably not going to take your advice. You probably did the same when you were young. Tip number 10, have fun. Did I mention this before? Well, that's how important this point is. You are leading a youth organization. Having fun is serious business for youth. So ensure you are ready to have some FUN. And these are my tips for leading a youth organization when you're over 40.
7 minutes to the hour. Culture has often provided a sharp commentary on social issues in Trinidad and Tobago. In the early 20th century, for example, calypso music avoided government censorship by using double meanings and other ways around restrictions. And now that creative legacy is being used and celebrated to take on and comment on the country's surging murder rate. The Roots Foundation is giving at-risk teens a powerful platform to speak out through spoken word. Kizzy Cox reports from Trinidad.
When you think of vibrant carnival celebrations pumping with buoyant soca beats and steel pans, chances are you're thinking of Trinidad and Tobago. But in recent years, Trinidad and Tobago has become known for something else.
Gang warfare intensifies in East Port of Spain. The latest victim is a pregnant 16-year-old girl.
4 murders overnight pushed the murder toll to 34 as 7 people are killed on Thursday.
Trinidad has become one of the most dangerous countries in the Caribbean.
Crime seems to be spiraling out of control in this small Caribbean nation of 1.3 million. The murder rate has increased each year since 2014, and this year may be no different, with roughly 10 people murdered every week. The violence is largely being driven by drug disputes and gangs, but while the government seems unable to stop the carnage, people in the community are fighting back, not with bullets, but with words.
I had friends who were dying on the streets from gunshots, from HIV/AIDS. I myself contributed to destroying families and destroying lives.
As a former crack dealer, Mtima Solwazi never thought he'd live past 25. But even through his most turbulent years, poetry was his passion. Now in his 40s, Mtima is founder of the Roots Foundation, which uses Trinidad and Tobago's rich spoken word heritage to engage at-risk youth.
A lot of youth are disillusioned. When you look around your community, you are seeing death, you are seeing poverty, you are seeing hopelessness. So we are trying to impact in the lives of these young people that, hey, you have purpose.
Because 15-year-olds are still being killed. Revolvers are the new NyQuil, night, sleep tight, more food for the worms, right?
Today, I find the teens performing, living out their purpose at Roots headquarters in a modest building in central Trinidad.
I dream demons on their knees praying, please, asking for forgiveness.
They're practicing for the big day, an international poetry competition called Brave New Voices, or BNV. It's one of the ways that the Roots Foundation reaches thousands of young people across Trinidad. The other ways being a local competition called Cascadoo, and through talks Mtima and his adult partners give, warning against criminal life.
The star of the closed casket funeral, so much bullet holes in a black boy's skin, he was unrecognizable by my own mother.
17-year-old Jeremy Joseph, whose poem about his brother's murder put him on the Poetry Slam map, is looking forward to BNV.
Some of my work that I put on there is very personal, and BNV provides a space where I can say something that I think I have to say.
The freedom for kids to say whatever they need to is where the power of poetry lies, says Brendan O'Brien. Brendan's a former member of Roots who's gone on to start his own spoken word group. But at 28, he's come back to coach the next generation of BNV poets.
I think what they need is for them to think about themselves as full of potential, no matter where they're born and where they live. And part of that is giving them an opportunity to say whatever it is that they need to say, and acknowledging that they can say positive and meaningful things.
True to its name, Roots also kept Jeremy grounded when there was nothing else to hold on to, through family turmoil and the wake of his brother's death.
So life at the moment had no meaning for me. Not to say that I would commit suicide or something along that lines, but I could cross the street, see a car coming, and maybe falter, because what is there on the other side of the street for me? I am thankful for the opportunity to participate in the family of Roots Foundation.
While poetry provides an outlet for self-expression, groups like Roots provide a way into a larger family, teaching teens to uplift their communities and combat the violence threatening to tear them down.
No, she doesn't want another son to be set on this street.
Power of the spoken word. That's Kissy Cox reporting from Trinidad and Tobago on the work done by the Roots Foundation. As you heard there, giving lots of at-risk teens and teens who've seen much more than I've seen in my long life, a powerful platform to speak out through the spoken word, following in the tradition of Calypso, which of course began in Trinidad.
So you see, it is not easy to run or to lead a youth organization when you're over 40. And right now, I am 53. So you know, we have some challenges. But as Father Pantin said, take the chance. And the other video you all would have seen is how we use oral traditions to address violence. And that will lead me into speaking about a program, which is our flagship program, called Roots CAFETT. Roots CAFETT, the Creative Academy for EduTainmenT, is a creative arts-based school transforming education and youth development through digital transformation, education, culture, entrepreneurship, lifelong learning, and sustainable development. We use our STREAM model, stands for storytelling, training, reading, entrepreneurship, arts, and mentorship. And I want to share with you the short video on our flagship project, Roots CAFETT.
This historical building that was constructed in 1889 is known as the Tunapuna Old Post Office. It was established near the railway station just adjacent to the bustling market, and we need your help in preserving and restoring it. In 2011, the old post office transitioned away from mail. It was transferred to the Ministry of Health, becoming home to the St. George East Insect Vector Control Division, symbolizing a fresh chapter of community service in public health. And just recently in 2024, a new lease of life began when the Ministry of Public Administration entrusted this building to the oral tradition Roots Foundation for the adaptive reuse as Roots CAFETT, Creative Academy for EduTainmenT. The recognition followed swiftly. In October 2024, the Tunapuna Old Post Office was officially added to the National Trust Heritage Asset Inventory, protected as a site of historical and cultural importance. And in April 2025, the Roots Foundation was officially endorsed under the Heritage Tax Allowance Program, a fiscal incentive offering registered businesses a 150% tax allowance for the preservation, restoration, and adaptive reuse of heritage assets. On September 1st, 2025, Roots Foundation signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Scarlet 41, a global partnership initiative connecting culture, diplomacy, and innovation to transform this heritage site into a vibrant heritage and innovation hub. This partnership merges local roots with global reach, creativity with enterprise, and youth empowerment with international collaboration. Join us in giving new life to the Tunapuna Old Post Office. Let's preserve the past so we can inspire the future together.
That is our flagship project, And, we're throwing it out here because we love the support from Trinidad and Tobago to make this a reality. Now, the first show for Islam Chose Me, I comment a lot, I comment a lot. And I have here a book that I have published, not available to the public as yet. It is called From Basic to Masters, The Story of Garth and Mtima. And this book actually chronicles my life from youth to present day, right? Some of the chapters will have a dedication to my grandmother. Some of the chapters include the results, speaking about my results at SEA. Well, there was common entrance at the time, right? Another chapter is A Culture of Badness. Chapter 3, RIP. Chapter 4, Who Am I? Chapter 5, Oral Traditions. Chapter 6, Garth meets Mtima. This thing is easy, Chapter 7, Dr. Solwazi, Speak It Into Being. And Chapter 8, A Journey of Change. So, there's a lot we brought to you on our first day. And Alhamdulillah, what an amazing start to what will be an insightful weekly conversation on Islam Chose Me. We want to thank IBN for allowing me to restart this program. I was here back in 2006 to about 2008, and then I took a break to do all of these things you saw earlier, right? So I really want to thank the IBN team for allowing us to come back to restart this program and for giving me a platform to share my story. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to strengthen our faith and guide us along the straight path. If you have been touched by what you have heard, what you have seen, remember that guidance is a mercy from Allah. Seek knowledge, ask questions, and reflect on the beauty of Islam. And if you would like your story to be told, contact us here at IBN, and we will make every effort to facilitate your requests. So join us again next Sunday at 9 a.m. inshallah for another episode of Islam Chose Me. Until then, I'm your host, Brother Mtima Solwazi, the ARTivist Educator, and it will be remiss of me to close off this program today without reminding you, our dear viewers, that October 2025 marks 20 years IBN has been on air. Hey, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. And to celebrate this 20th anniversary, we're going to be bringing back some old shows in new formats and some new shows. So, if you want to be a part of shows like Doctor in the House, Techno, Sports Reel, and of course, Islam Chose Me, you need to contact Brother Hasib Majid at 795-5900. I'm going to repeat this number because I want you to get it. So get your pen and your paper, write it down, text it on your phone. Hasib Majid, 795-5900. Call Brother Hasib. Say, Hasib, listen, I want to be a part of IBN. I want to be on IBN. And get your ads on these programs. Doctor in the House, Techno, Sports Reel, Islam Chose Me. Because every path to Islam is a story worth telling. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, very short khatira, and we have dedicated Thursday night to learn.